This is Morning Juice. Sports, insight, and great storytelling. Starring Bobby Carpenter and Jeff Tito Thitoff. It's time to attack and dominate.
Attack and dominate. That's what our intention is each and every day here on our Morning Juice. I am Tito, Bobby Carpenter to my left. Bodie behind the glass, if there was glass. Good morning, Bobby. How are you, my friend?
Oh, I'm doing great. Thitoff, how are you doing today, sir?
Got a solid night's sleep last night. I feel good.
There you go.
Last night. And also didn't have to use my AK yesterday, so it was a good day. Me and Ice Cube both. Got a big show lineup for you today. Aaron Portzline is going to join us at 6:30 from The Athletic, and he's going to talk, obviously, Blue Jackets with us. The Blue Jackets, Bobby, open tonight in Nashville. I almost feel badly for asking Porter to join us live this early because isn't Nashville an hour behind us?
They are on Central Time.
All right, so this is like a Ya Highness type appearance where we don't know how tired Porty's going to be. Speaking of Ya Highness, we have him on today as well, Bob.
There we go.
And we also he'll be on around 7:30-ish, we'll call it that. And then Albert Breer joins us around 7:05 to give us the latest on the NFL. Quickly, last night in the American League Championship Series and American League Divisional Series, Bodie, don't correct me on that one. I got it right. Toronto beats the Yankees 5-2. Toronto wins that series 3-1. Detroit beats Seattle 9-3. I'm sorry to knot that series up at 2 games apiece. They've got a Game 5 coming up. Chicago stayed alive by beating Milwaukee 4-3. Milwaukee leads that series 2-1.
First, they were afraid. They were petrified.
They were petrified. Look at that. Oh wait, no, it's not that one, Michael. Philadelphia beat the Dodgers 8-2. Dodgers lead that series 2-1. So. We also have NFL tonight. Eagles at the Giants at 8:15. We'll talk about that. That'll be in our picks, I got to believe, coming up on that. Join us on the YouTube chat, by the way, and if you want to do that, we would love to have you. There were 2 full hours right here on YouTube, fan app at HD3. Download the show anytime. Catch us from 10 a.m. to noon on 10 TV Plus. You can hear a replay of this here show on the Fan 2, 1460 a.m. from 1 to 3 p.m. Morning Juice sponsored by Riverside Bank in Dublin and Event Risk Elite Protection. Bobby, I think I covered all of our bases. Would you like to make people smarter?
Maybe.
Okay.
Let's do it, though.
I'm trying to play it, Bodes.
Oh. Sorry,
Hot key.
Hot key. Just go stand on the other side. Okay, we're ready.
Time to get smarter. Morning Juice presents Today in History. Here's your professor, Bobby Carpenter.
All right, General, do your thing.
Oh, boy. It is Thursday, October 9th, 282nd day of the year. 83 days remaining in this 2025.
Chase Claypool.
There you go. Chase Claypool, one of the legendary Notre Dame wide receivers.
He's something.
Not as legendary as Golden Tate.
I would agree with that.
Oh, Michael Floyd, though.
Michael Floyd
the
could
real
play.
He could.
Didn't have a lot of great quarterback play, but
He also liked to party.
yes, he did.
I think
Bob.
he had 3 or 4 DUIs.
Yes, he did.
He was not going to be. Nine, Ty Cobb steals home in a World Series. 1915, Woodrow Wilson becomes the first U.S. president to attend a World Series game as well.
We got to ask Bodie which one he is, which one Woodrow Wilson is.
I don't have the answer off the top of my head.
Bodie's got
I think he's 20.
I think 28.
I think you're right. It's 28 or 29.
I believe it's 28.
Oh, look at that. Now he's throwing shade at you.
Well,
No, I'm
It
just.
felt aggressive.
I think it's 28.
he thinks it's 28. I mean, what's wrong with
28
that?
like
US
Felix
he's
Jones.
28.
Good job.
Maybe. Was Felix Jones 28?
He was 28.
Bob?
Yeah, I think he was, right?
There you go.
Yeah,
Good
Felix
job.
Jones.
1919, the Cincinnati Reds win the World Series, thus resulting in the Black Sox scandal. Unfortunately, these guys wrongfully accused that off.
They were wrongfully accused?
Yeah, Shark outlined everything, how they probably who was it?
Well, Shoeless Joe.
Shoeless Joe became the martyr of all of it.
He did, but there was some guys throwing the games.
Yeah, but not him.
Oh, not Shoeless Joe. No, you're right. Shoeless
Exactly,
Joe,
and
yes.
he's the one that received the brunt of everything. So, I mean, I had no idea how it all went down. And Shark used to educate me on it.
You know who played Buck Weaver in the 8 Men Out film? Not Buck Weaver.
I don't even know what 8 Men Out is.
John Cusack. That's one it's a movie about that. I don't think Sheen was in it, but yeah, it was a pretty good movie. Yeah.
Any movie's elevated by the performance of Charlie
presence.
Sheen. Yeah, just throw him in there. This day, 1921, Babe Ruth hits his first World Series home run. This was back when the World Series actually made sense of when it was, not in November.
Right.
And then 1936, the Boulder Dam at the time, now the Hoover Dam, begins first generating power for Los Angeles. It's supposed to be the big solution out there. Obviously, solve some of the problems, not all of them. 1979, Babe is released by Styx.
'Cause you know it's you, babe. Whenever I get weary and I've had enough, feel like giving up. You know it's you, babe.
There we go. It's you, Babe. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
One of the great ones. Styx. Some people think they're the greatest American band. I don't know if I can get there, but Adam Sandler thinks so. This date, 1980, Pope John Paul II meets His Holiness, the Dalai Lama. Greets him in Vatican City to a small private audience. 1984. You know, people always wonder what rock stars do when they're done.
Mm-hmm.
They make children's shows. Thomas the Tank Engine debuts on television. Oh, yeah, it's a banger. Listen to that.
Every Tuesday at 4 o'clock, delightful stories for young and old, all about Thomas the Tank Engine and friends. Ringo Starr tells stories of Thomas the Tank Engine and friends every Tuesday at 4 o'clock.
There we go. This date, 1980, Ringo Starr,
Yeah.
being one of the prominent voices there. 1986, the Fox Broadcasting Company debuts as the fourth major network here in the United States. You know, there was no big announcement about it.
There wasn't really anything in particular. The only thing I really came across that was even, and it wasn't really worth playing, was a commercial previewing it, saying
How do
like,
you
hey,
preview
coming
it
up.
for it?
It was just a family sitting in the living room,
getting ready
and
to
like
watch
Fox came on their TV, and they were like, oh.
Getting ready to celebrate their 40 year anniversary here coming up, 40th birthday. Then 2007, the Dow hits 14,164. That was the highest it had hit to that point. And then subsequently, 1 year later, it begins to cruise on down before the 2008 crisis. Some birthdays today. John Lennon was born on this date, 1940.
He's with the Queen for a while now.
I need somebody help, not just anybody help. You know I need someone help. When I was younger, so much younger than today.
Top 15 Beatles songs.
Yeah, helps pretty good. Nothing crazy good, but pretty good.
I said Lennon was with the Queen. Actually, Lennon was waiting for the Queen.
There you go.
He was there a long time.
Yeah, he beat her there.
He
He
did.
had the tee set
He
up.
got there first. Yeah, he got the table.
There'll be something else interesting about that here in a minute.
Oh.
Jackson Brown turning 77 today.
She's probably somebody's only light, gonna shine tonight. Yeah, she's probably somebody's baby, alright.
There was a time like in the mid 80s.
She's got to be somebody's baby.
Yeah. Do you remember? Yeah. But they had people would do songs about friends specifically. Like he did a song with Clarence Clemens from Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band, the saxophonist.
Yeah.
It's like about being friends. And then Dionne Warwick, Elton John, and Stevie Wonder, and I can't remember the other ones did the song That's What Friends Are For. Gladys Knight was the other one there. But like there was that
How about
little
the Pips.
The Pimps weren't there. But yeah, so there's I can't remember the song that You're a Friend of Mine was what Clarence Clemens and he did, and Jackson Brown did with Daryl Hannah in the background because she was his wife at the time.
There we go. Speaking of 80s rockers, Sharon Osbourne turning 73.
I met Ozzy when I was around 18, and he came into my father's office for management with Black Sabbath.
Love at first sight?
No, not at all. I was like, oh, Lord, look at them. And they were all odd and hairy, and because I'd been used to dealing with artists that were American, and they were slick, and they were really put together, and they smelled nice, and, you know, suddenly these guys come in and they're hairy and they're very, you know, from the north of England, and they don't look or dress like anything I've ever seen. And so I was very nervous of them.
What is it that kept you so attached to him?
He was so funny and quick-witted, and yet very vulnerable. And I just thought he was the funniest, sweetest guy I'd ever met, because he was so vulnerable about everything. And that just attracted me to him.
If funny meant that much, Bob, I'd still be with my first girlfriend, Connie Wolpert, back in the 6th grade.
Well, I mean, listen, maybe you just weren't funny enough.
I was funny. I was witty, Bobby.
Okay.
I made good comments.
Geez, Pete's turning 68 today. Huge celebrity here in Columbus. Mr. Don Garber, turning 68, the MLS commissioner. Nobody's fan of here. Nobody likes that gentleman. Ian Kamazi turning 68, the hot stepper himself. Had you ever heard this song, Bodie?
Definitely, yeah.
Okay.
When you told me the title of it, I wasn't too sure. But as soon as I heard it, I was like, oh, yeah, I know this song.
Yeah. Okay. I figured once they played it, I thought you might know it. I wasn't sure as far as how much, I don't know.
Have you ever danced in a campus bar to that song, Bob?
I'm sure I had.
Okay.
I mean, I did a lot of things back when I was younger that.
I don't want to say it's going to vacate wins. I'm just saying, I just want to know if you dance to this song.
Yeah, vacate wins.
I don't look. I'm just.
There's no vacating
I think the
wins.
statute of limitations is up on that. But
I don't know what the rules are anymore, Bodie. I feel like
there
they
are
could
no
still,
rules. That's the best
I feel
part.
like they come back
Do
and take
anything.
wins away for anything.
Exactly. Guess they can do whatever they like. Turning 67 today, Hall of Famer Mike Singletary.
Vernon just, it was something that I told everybody at the very beginning of the week. I will not tolerate players that think it's about them when it's about the team. And we cannot make decisions that cost the team and then come off the sideline and it's nonchalant. No. You know what? This is how I believe, okay? I'm from the old school. I believe this. I would rather play with 10 people and just get penalized all the way until we got to do something else, rather than play with 11 when I know that right now that person is not sold out to be a part of this team. It is more about them than it is about the team. I cannot play with them, cannot win with them, cannot coach with them, can't do it. I want winners. I want people that want to win.
I don't think you get penalized for 10 guys on the field, do you?
You
Well-
don't, but Marcus Freeman, though, tried employing that tactic.
Defensively, you can play with however many because there's
Right.
no requirements. Offensively, you have to have 7 guys on
Yeah.
the line of scrimmage.
Right.
So you need at least 7 and probably an 8 to snap the ball, too.
That's all you need. You don't
Exactly.
even need 11.
Jimbo Fisher turning 60 years young today, the national championship winning coach.
I don't know if you guys remember this, but a few years ago, Nick Saban had some comments about Texas A&M buying all their players. This was Jimbo's response to Nick Saban having that to say.
I'm going to tell you one thing. You can call me anything you want to call me. You ain't calling me a cheat. I don't cheat and I don't lie. So I learned that when I was a kid. If you did, the old man slapped you side of the head. Maybe somebody should have slapped him. But that's one thing you don't. Now you're fooling with their name. That don't. From a Texas A&M name, you're saying with those kids' name and our name.
Have you had any contact with Nick since?
No. Oh, he's called.
You just didn't take the call?
Not going to. We're done.
And
He shows you who he is. He's the greatest ever, huh?
and then I just wanted
When you
to
got all the advantages, it's easy. Listen, you coach with people like Bobby Bowden and learn how to do things. You coach with other people and learn how not to do things. There's a reason people don't go, I ain't went back and worked for him. The operation and tactics of certain people who say them, and anybody who coached with him know them, Anybody out there in this business knows it? Amazing. And what's funny, in that talk, right before he said that about us, wasn't he soliciting funds from the crowd? It's amazing, wasn't it? When you walk on water, I guess it don't matter.
No one's ever sounded more like a Jimbo than Jimbo Fisher.
Yeah, absolutely. But it was funny because that was right before like their spring meetings, and I think it was Sankey then. Yeah, I think it was Sankey, or like where he came in and basically had to tell them like stop firing shots across the bow publicly at each other.
Yeah.
And it's funny because at that point their NIL was allowed, and so you were allowed to pay guys as they come in, and Saban hated it and said he had all the advantages. Well, I mean, maybe he had some historical advantages, but Texas A&M had far more funds. But as proven, you can pay the best players to come in and all you want. It doesn't mean they're going to be better for you. Another birthday today, sharing the same birthday as his father, born 5 years before his passing, Sean Lennon, John's son.
Sean? Oh, his birthday. I thought you said, okay, yeah, gotcha.
He turned 50 today.
Yeah.
Born in 75. George Kittle, the two-time first-team All-Pro, three-time second-team All-Pro, turning 32 today.
I got moved into third most career reception yards in Niner history. That's kind of cool.
Energetic and explosive. You get the ball in his hands, man. He can, run past guys, break tackles, and he's funny.
Will you slap me real quick?
Wide open, first down and more. Oh, good cut by Kittle in the Bucs territory, rumbling through defenders.
Well, one of the most underrated parts of his game is his blocking.
He'd be laughing when he's blocking. It's kind of weird.
People probably think I'm a complete psycho.
He's a psychopath, and he's going to let you know it, too. That's definitely his mindset, whether he's trying to run guys over or block guys.
There we go. He's a psychopath. Another young star in the NFL. Penei Sewell turning 25 today, the Lions. Right tackle, two-time first-team All-Pro. Passing away on this date in 1911 is Mr. Jack Daniels from the whiskey that bears his name. Some holidays, observances today. It's Leif Erikson Day. National Sneakers Day, Scrubs Day, World Sight Day as well, and International Pizza and Beer Day.
Ooh.
Yeah, there you go.
That's a good day.
Those are your historical events, your birthdays, your passings, your holidays, observances for this date, October 9th, the 282nd day of the year, and 83 days remaining this 2025.
Well done as always, General, on that one. The Sean Lennon thing, I'd forgot. Yeah, Sean is the one he had with Yoko. And Julian was one he had with his first wife.
Sure. No, I know that Sean is Yoko's son.
Sean is Yoko's son. That's right. All right, coming up next, the Jackets open up the season tonight in Nashville. We'll be joined by Aaron Portzline from The Athletic. We'll discuss that. That's next. Morning Juice.
I've had a number of surgeries, and frankly, I don't have time to rehab a surgery and an operation at this point in my life. I didn't want to take time off my kids' activities.
That's why former college and pro football player Bobby Carpenter turned to QC Kinetics. We couldn't be happier saving our patients like him from operating rooms and long recoveries.
They will resume like normal activity for me, which is a lot of running. It's a lot of workouts. I've been very, very blessed with how it's been able to hold up.
For so long, patients have accepted surgery as the only solution. But with new technologies, the medical professionals at QC Kinetics use regenerative treatments, your body's own biologics, to help heal and restore knees, hips, shoulders, and backs.
I actually ran into a friend of mine over at our golf course, and he had his knee done. It felt so well. He'd got his shoulder done. He goes, I can't thank you enough. He'd heard the commercial on the air, and so it's feeling great.
Find out how you can avoid surgery and finally get relief. Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544.
Hey Columbus, it's Lorenzo Stiles Jr., Ohio State student athlete. Football runs deep in my family. My dad played here, and now my brother and I are proud to carry on that tradition. At Monogram Homes, family matters too. They treat every homeowner like one of their own, building with care, precision, and pride. Monogram doesn't just build houses, they build homes, crafted just for you. So whether you're starting your first home or designing your dream space, Monogram Homes has got your back every step of the way. Visit monogramhomes.net to start building today. Monogram Homes, a builder you can trust.
Every child deserves a safe, loving, and permanent home. Help the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption find families for children who've lingered in foster care the longest. Learn more at davethomasfoundation.org.
Hi, this is Martina McBride. With online news, social media, and texting available 24/7, the world seems to be spinning faster and faster every day. And it can be overwhelming. Sometimes we just need to unplug and take a break from our electronic devices. It can help reduce stress and allow us to reflect on the things that are really important in our lives.
This message brought to you courtesy of the United States Air Force.
When it comes to a gun suicide attempt, all it takes is a moment.
Heather and I had an argument just like any other couple. I was lost. I had snapped. I had a gun and I was going to take my own life. Heather helped me realize that there was still a life to live for the better of myself, my family. My weapon is now safely put away.
A moment of crisis can happen to anyone. Store your guns, locked, unloaded, and away from ammo. Hear more safe stories at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by Brady and the Ad Council.
Since 2003, Wounded Warrior Project has helped post-9/11 veterans adjust back to civilian life. Through specialized programs, they begin healing their bodies and minds while regaining a sense of camaraderie. Learn more at woundedwarriorproject.org/possible.
One man is a national champion, NFL veteran, and local business leader. The other man is Tito. This is Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
All right, Morning Juice. Thanks for tuning in. Porter will be on shortly. Talk about the Blue Jackets. Early this week, Bob, Don Waddell was on Bishop and Friends. And he was talking about how he believes the roster this year is better than last year's squad. Here is Don Waddell from the Jackets talking about that on Bishop and Friends.
I do for a couple of reasons. One is, the young players all have another year under their belt. We forget how young these guys are. So they have another year under their belt, I think really helps them. And then, we added some depth that we really felt like we needed. Charlie Coyle, we didn't have a right-hand shot center last year, big body, been around the league a long time here, great guy, great experience, will help us. And Mile Wood, we just felt that we want a little more speed on our third or fourth line, depending on where he ends up playing. And, he's a guy that I know the fans are going to love watching because any chance he gets to hit anything, he's going to hit it. And then Lundstrom from Anaheim, he's been in a defensive role his whole career. One year he scored 17 goals. I don't think he's going to score 17, but I know he's got more offense than he's had. But he's a great penalty killer. Our penalty killing wasn't good last year. We felt that he will help out that. And, so the pieces we added to the core group of this team, I think we're, as I look at it, you're anxious always to get started. You want to start good, of course. But I think we got the right pieces in the right place, and now we just got to go out and execute it.
Looking back, Bob, on what this team accomplished last year with what happened tragically with Johnny Gaudreau and his brother, it becomes even more amazing the further we get away from it, how this team performed last year with that happening right before, training camp and everything and the season starts.
Oh, it was incredibly tragic, like with what they were able to do. And it's wild. They came out, they played pretty well early on in the season. And so you try to, segregate that into a couple of different buckets. You have the emotional bucket of what they were dealing with from the loss of a friend and a teammate and grieving for themselves, grieving internally and grieving for his family. And then you have to try to isolate that and silo it, and then you talk about the performance on the ice where you lost one of your best players and how that was impacting you. And, they played really well to begin the season. They kind of fall into a lull, but then finished the season really strong. And, we're, a sniff away from making the playoffs. Yeah. So it was a roller coaster season. I don't know if anybody could have anticipated going truly as well as it did, given everything that happened. And so that's a testament, I think, not just, to the front office, the players, but really everybody involved.
Here is Waddell talking about the fan base in Columbus.
First, the fan base. I came in here as a visitor for all these 25 years and or 24 years since I've been here last year, and I was always enthused about coming here because through the ups and downs of the franchise, the people have never swayed away. The support here in the community has been outstanding. The city of Columbus itself has treated us real well here. Very easy city to get around, and good Midwestern people. The thing that I probably take away the most is how the whole community rallied around this team last year, and it was a difficult time, but I think everybody around us made it easier for us because of how warm and welcoming people were throughout the city, just not our fans that come to the game. So I really appreciate that.
Bob, it was announced this week that the Columbus Aviators from the UFL are going to start play here in 2026. They're going to play their games out at historic Columbus Crew Stadium. And
there's nothing historic about that place.
I'm just giving you isn't that the name? Is it called the Historic? Is that what it's called, though?
They can say that, but that doesn't make it real.
Oh, I'm with you.
It was built when I was in high school.
That's just history. But, Bob, they're going to play out of that.
Ohio Stadium, historic. St. John Arena, historic.
St. John's, right? Yes.
I don't think is there an S on it or not?
No, there's not.
I didn't think it was. Well, it's St. John. I was putting in an arena and making it possessive.
Yeah,
so St. John apostrophe.
He owned it, right?
Yes.
So, yeah.
St. John.
Right.
Okay. And the court there, that's historic. There is nothing historic about that aluminum box that sits over there on the fairgrounds.
No disrespect,
I'm disrespect. I'm just not going to acknowledge it.
Okay, that's fine.
You can try to get. I had to use my daughter used the term gaslighting the other day. I'm not going to let them gaslight me into saying that this is what it's historic because we say it is.
I just Ron Burgundy the titles. All I did. That's all I did. I said that's what I. Anyway, and see, Garrett says Crew Stadium was the first soccer-only stadium built in the United States.
That's true.
That is true. I
don't know if that makes it historic. They didn't build it like they were making it historic, and it was so historic that people really didn't want to go there very much. And it was in a terrible location, and it really wasn't designed all that well.
I was going to try to say something positive about the UFL being there, but now I feel that wasn't Bob. So, like the Blue Jackets, to be fair, have been less than mediocre. The results on the ice in their history.
It's a great way to phrase it.
Thank you.
Kindest way possible.
Yes. Yet they've maintained a fanatic following and done, the attendance numbers have not like fallen off a cliff at any time because of the fact that they do a great job of a game day experience in there. They do a great job of the presentation, I think, of the product. And so that's going to be the key, I think, for this UFL thing. They've got to make it.
Really? You think that's what it is?
I think they need to make it. They need to make it very fun and engaging with the fans. Yes, I think that would. Because great. Look, they've got to have Ohio State guys in there too. Guys who played for Ohio State, guys associated with Ohio State. That's going to be a big part of it also. Or kids who played here locally.
Have any of the alternate football leagues been successful?
Well.
Just answer the question.
Well, I would say the first USFL was
You don't
success.
have to answer that question.
I'll answer the question. I think the USFL, the first version of that, was successful until they got.
Why is that?
Why were they successful?
Yeah.
They played spring football and they got NFL. They got some of the top college players over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so they had great players. When they played, that may or may not play into it.
Yeah.
The NFL is far bigger now than it was 40 years ago.
Sure.
But they had really good players.
Yeah.
NFL caliber players that they had outbid the NFL for.
Sure, Heisman Trophy winners: Flutie, Herschel Walker,
Rocket Ishmael.
They had
he was CFL, wasn't he? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yep. Sorry.
They had Steve Young.
I was on the right path.
You're right, Steve
Jim
Young.
Kelly.
Yeah.
They had NFL Hall of Famers.
Sure.
Playing over there. They're not going to have that.
You don't think if they have an Ohio State rich team or former players kind of
Maybe.
thing, it might.
It might have some measured level of success, but what do you define success as? I'm just giving you the historical evidence.
Oh no, I know. No, I consider
you pointed to the UFL or the USFL, and I'm like, they had NFL Hall of Famers over there.
Sure they did. Yeah. I think that, I know they are not an official feeder program of the NFL, but there are some people that have gone from the UFL to the NFL. But I wonder if I know that we had the Destroyers here when Earl Bruce coached them for a while, and then Spielman coached them for a while.
That's a different product.
It is a different product. Yes, it is a different product.
It's indoors. It's in the winter. It's football adjacent. but it's not traditional football, and there's a different entertainment value that comes with that.
Aaron Portzline joins us now from The Athletic. We got him out of bed early. He's in Nashville right now, getting ready for that Jackets tilt tonight. Porty, you look great for being, 5:30 in the morning out there in Nashville. And I'm not going to – last season was obviously different than last offseason, different than previous off seasons because of things that happened off the ice and the tragedy surrounding what happened with Johnny Gaudreau and his brother. But I want to compare to seasons past, preseasons past, off-season, like the leading into the seasons. Did this off-season feel different to you than other ones have in the past?
It did, yeah. And first, let me say this, Tito. This is Nashville. You should not assume at 5:30 that somebody's getting out of bed. You could
That's fair.
maybe wonder if they've been there yet.
Yes.
Cool.
Right?
That's fair. That's fair.
There was Post Malone concert last night. They shut Broadway down and put it right out there outside in front of everything.
Was it fun?
I have been,
You
I
went,
have
didn't
been
you?
to bed. You know me too well.
Yeah.
No, I didn't go. This one did feel different. I mean, the one thing about this summer is that I think they went into it with they had a ton of money, willingness to spend it, wanted to be aggressive. The market was so different though than they anticipated, or a lot of other teams anticipated, where everybody was flush with cap space. So teams that typically may have let guys walk were able to hang on to their guys. Everyone was in the market for top end guys. There weren't many. Very few went to market. So they made some subtle moves, all in the bottom six of their forwards. They think they're better. They may be better just by letting the young players age 1 year, right? I mean, Fantilli's now 21. Marchenko is going to be 25 at some point this season. All of the young guys now are a year older. You would assume a year wiser and getting better. So they could be better just in that way, but not major moves. This was the most uncompelling training camp I can remember, because you knew probably 2 months ago you could have named the 13 forwards, 7D, and the two goalies, and there were no surprises. So, and that's in that respect, it did seem unique.
What are the expectations for Fantilli this year, realistically? I mean, how good are we hoping he becomes?
I mean, 31 goals last year, at times played as their number one center when Monahan was hurt. I think what we're looking for now, Bobby, this season and maybe into next, is at what point does Fantilli overtake Monahan and that line begin to play as the number one line, minute-wise, role-wise? Not sure it does happen this year. Monahan's a hell of a player. But to me, that's the next step for Fantilli. The other thing that has to get better, it's a subtle part of the game that you may not recognize unless you dig deep into the score sheet each night, is he's got to get better on faceoffs. You can't be a number one center at 40%, right? He was at 41.2% last year. That's got to get up closer to 50 before you're seen, I think, as a number one. But he's a two-way guy, physical, scored 31 goals last year at 20 years old. There just aren't many 20-year-olds that can even play center in the National Hockey League, much less in the top six. He's way ahead of the curve on that, but there's still some room for improvement. I think we'll see it this season.
Aaron Portzline joins us from The Athletic. Make sure you go subscribe to The Athletic. Great sports, all kinds of things on there as far as the coverage goes, across the world, with great things they cover there. Porty, have they announced who's going to be between the pipes tonight?
They have not. The drama. They have not.
Okay, so who do you think it should be? Who do you think it will be? And why will it be the person that it will be? How about that?
Yeah, well, to me, it's the easy choice here for Dean Evison is to say Elvis Merzlikins. If he goes with Jet Greaves, I think it becomes more of a sort of an eye lifter for people than if he goes the other way around. So Greaves is probably the player that has the ability to push Merzlikins unlike any player he's played with the last 3 years. And I think there's a tremendous amount of support inside the organization for him to become the guy this year. Now, he's got to do it, first of all, but I think he's going to get that opportunity. You saw at the end of last year how he played. Obviously, that's a short span, but he has never looked out of place in the National Hockey League, to me. And I think he's one of those guys that everyone's doubted, including the organization. Is he ready for this? Is this too rich? Are we doing the right thing by him? But everything they put in front of him, he's grabbed. I think he's absolutely a challenger to Elvis's minutes. I think it becomes a news story if Greaves gets the start. You wonder where this is going to go. I think in that respect, it may go to Elvis. They don't want to create anything more than is there. But Dean Evison is not going to make a decision tonight or down the line based upon what people think and what people want. It's going to be who the best goalie is, and that may very well be Greaves.
What do you think the Jackets, how do they hope this thing plays out?
Well, I think what's best for them is if Greaves, is one hell of an NHL goaltender in his first full season. Obviously, that makes them better. I think it makes Elvis Merzlikins better. He still has this year and next year left on his contract. You know this as well as anybody talking right now. Nothing motivates you professionally rather than a person right there you see that has the capability of taking your job. That makes everybody better. I think it could be an interesting story to watch in terms of how people handle it if their job is taken, if they're not playing for stretches where they're used to. But those are all good things for a team to have internal competition, especially at a position like that is so. It's the quarterback of the NHL, right? You need that guy to be a difference maker.
Porter, you chatting on this one. I've noticed that some pundits have predicted the Jackets take a step back this year. You kind of push back on that. You think they will be better this year. Playoffs, reasonable expectation in your mind?
Yeah, I think that's really I think that should be the only barometer now. Enough. Like, they took a huge step forward last year. If they missed the playoffs by 2 points, several players have said it. I would concur. This season, if they don't make the playoffs, should be considered a failure. I think this whole rebuilding thing, which is a tough process, it never goes as smoothly as you expect. I don't think they're in a rebuild anymore. I think they're where they should be competitive, and that changed last year, and it should change this year.
He is Aaron Portzline. He would go to the pre-Malone concert, not a post-Malone concert, though. We appreciate the time, Porty. Enjoy Nashville. Thanks, buddy.
You've got that right. Thanks, guys. Good morning. Thanks for having me.
You bet. That was Aaron Portzline from The Athletic.
Do you need a bank that truly values local business in this town, the opportunity to work alongside them as partners? Whether you're a small business or a large operation, Riverside Bank of Dublin has the right tools for the job. Riverside Bank of Dublin has the experience of working right here in Central Ohio. They understand the business climate in our area and will help you reach your goals, whether you need an SBA loan to get your business off the ground, a line of credit to keep your business running smoothly, or equipment financing to get your business up to scale. Riverside Bank will tailor a solution that fits your needs. Visit them at riverside.bank or stop in to get to know them in person at 6300 France Road. Riverside Bank of Dublin, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
We'll do some quick hitters next. Morning Juice.
Delaware County Veterans Services, here for those who served. Located on the ground floor of the historic courthouse in downtown Delaware, our team of veteran county veteran service officers is ready to help you access VA benefits, emergency financial assistance, dental and medical grants, transportation, and more. Need a ride to a VA appointment? Facing a financial emergency? Are you or your spouse simply looking for answers? Then give Delaware County Veterans Services a call. 740-833-2010 to schedule an appointment. Delaware County Veterans Services.
In honor of all those we've lost to cancer and those still fighting and thriving, like basketball analyst and cancer champion Dick Vitale.
I want to beat cancer. I'm going to beat it. That's no doubt in my mind. I'm going to win this battle.
Defeating cancer will take all of us. Join our team to help fund game-changing research that saves lives. At the V Foundation, V is for victory over cancer. V is for victory over the odds. V is for victory over health disparities, victory over setbacks, victory over the unknown. V is for victory over giving up.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Donate to the V Foundation to join our team and help save lives.
Cancer can take away all my
And from day one, we've never once seen a bill. It gave us the peace of mind to know that we're there with our son and we're gonna beat cancer together. Now he is doing really, really well. He's alive because of what St. Jude has done. He's here because of the doctors who came before, their blood, their sweat, their tears, the knowledge accumulated and shared, with everyone else around the world. This is how we get rid of this, how we help kids beat cancer all over. It's the future.
Together, we will make cures possible for every child everywhere. Learn more at stjude.org.
Tito invited the new Russian family who moved in down the street to watch Rocky IV. It did not go well. I must break you. This is Morning Juice.
Morning Juice. Thanks for being with us today. Tito, Bobby, Bodie, and now we're going to hit some quick hitters.
Morning Juice presents Quick Hitters.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy today at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
He's Bodie Wells. Take it away, bro.
Happy Thursday, fellas. We'll start here with college football. Who says they don't care about football out on the farm? Former Stanford football player Bradford M. Freeman.
His first name's Bradford.
Yeah, Bradford M. Freeman. I didn't know that middle name, though. He donated $50 million to his alma mater, the Stanford Cardinal. The school announced on Wednesday. It's the biggest individual gift in Stanford football history outside of facilities, and it's an unusually large one for an individual program. Normally, donations of that amount are typically tied to buildings or facilities for multiple sports. This is just for the Stanford football program. Needless to say, the gift is a shot in the arm for a football program that's really been struggling. So, shot in the arm for Andrew Luck as he gets his general manager tenure underway. He's been there for almost a year now. And for their new athletic director, John Donahoe, who was hired back in July for the Stanford Cardinal. Bobby, can Stanford use this as a boost to make some noise in the Atlantic Coast Conference that they are still in right now?
Here's the reality. Like, Stanford has a ton of rich alums, just not a lot of people that care about football. And so obviously Bradford M. Freeman, man with two last names, I don't even know what his middle name is.
Probably Marcus.
Marcus?
There we go.
Bradford Marcus
That's
Freeman?
That's probably fair.
Maybe it's another last name. Who knows? Three last names.
But something like Mitch. Something just real simple.
But
Mitchell goes by
this
Mitch.
is what they've needed. They have been underfunded for years because their athletic department treats football like it treats every other sport. Football is the driver of all the sports. And the only reason they're getting this done is probably because Andrew Luck is sitting in that seat, and he is a very notable alum. He's a smart guy. He's got the connections and the relationships that you need out there. And $50 million sounds like a lot, and it is a lot of money. And it's great to get that from one person, but they need lots of people contributing. They're so far behind it. By the way, Palo Alto is crazy expensive, so everything they do costs significantly more than it does in most areas of the country. So they've got their work cut out for them still. They're going to need this for NIL. They're going to need this for a bunch of different things, and they're going to need more than just 50.
They're going to need to buy out Belichick and bring him in next year, right, Bob? And pay him and his son. And
it'll be interesting to see if that's the plan.
Yeah, it's funny. The guy came out and said he didn't want to be recognized originally. Like he was a little bit bothered that it became public that it was from him that did this. He's a former Stanford player. I don't know, Bob. What's more pretentious, having your middle initial as part of your name when people refer to you, or the Iron Eagle thing?
You just make up how it's pronounced.
Yeah, I mean, like Iron Eagle, and like. But if it's like there's Stephen A. Smith, and that.
Well, I get it because Stephen and Smith are very that's probably
it's like Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah,
you had to add the B.
You had to add
but you
the
got to
B.
be famous too. I think that's the thing. Now this guy, I don't know if he's famous. He's incredibly rich.
Apparently,
so at least he's got that going for him. But
Bradford M. Freeman, though,
if you're rich enough, you can buy your fame.
If you introduce yourself to people that way, I think it's very off-putting. Yes. And don't say I should be off-putting. That was a joke from an old Between Two Ferns thing.
Okay. Oh yeah, I get it. I mean, it's not really. You're not wrong in saying that. It's just when you have a very common name and you want to separate yourself from the pack. Here's the thing. Like you said, you better have done something that makes you notable. You can't just throw the middle initial in there unless you've done something to earn that. If not, you're just Stephen Smith.
The only way I could overcome top that would be if I went by Jeffrey T. Thitoff and spelled with the GEO, and I introduced myself the way. Here you go. I'm Jeffrey T. Thitoff. If I did it that way, or Booker T. Washington.
Is your middle name start with a T, or is that just Tito?
It does.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Cool. Speaking of Mr.
Also Tito.
Belichick, Tito, could Chapel Bill be done after just one season? Heck, it might be over by the time we get to Halloween. Ollie Conley of the Read Option and The Guardian reported on Wednesday that Belichick and North Carolina have discussed buyout options and that Bill has signaled a willingness to trigger his own $1 million buyout if he can find a soft landing spot with either another team or in media. It's better than a hard landing spot, Bob. Conley also tweeted Also tweeted yesterday, members of Belichick's coaching staff have already spoken to other schools that are expected to be in the college football playoff about taking on roles during the postseason with them. From one coach, this is Conley tweeting here still, from one coach, the Rats are leaving the ship. Some staffers believe a change will come within the next 2 weeks, and Belichick's communication with his staff in the past 2 weeks has been described as weird and distant by multiple members of UNC's coaching staff. Multiple coaches were unable to get a hold of him during North Carolina's bye week. Tito, what date would I have to give you over the next 2.5 months for you to take the over on Belichick still being in North Carolina?
I think he finishes the season.
Okay. So Thanksgiving?
Yes, because there will not be a bowl game or a conference championship game in their future. Bob, and I've never been a big Belichick fan, but watching him do this, it reminds me of the feeling I had like 2 rounds into the Tyson-Jake Paul fight when I wanted to see this greatness from Tyson come back up, rise from the ashes, and it was just sad to see him, how he was getting beat up by him. It reminds me of an athlete that's, that looks like a shell of his former self still out there doing things. It's just tough to watch for me to see Belichick struggling like this.
So, a couple of different theories on this. I've talked to some people who have been with Bill, as either players or coaches over the last 10 years and spent significant time with them. I don't know if it's sad to see this because I don't think that he cares. I don't think Tyson fought as hard as he could in that fight.
Okay.
Probably by design. I don't think Bill is giving any requisite effort to be able to get anything done in North Carolina.
That may very well. Yeah, you said you're talking.
I'm fairly confident that that's the
he doesn't
case.
care. That even makes it worse, though, Bob. That he doesn't care, and because this guy's all the Super Bowls they won.
I don't know that he even cared his last year or two in New England.
He probably did,
from what I've been told. So
why keep doing it then, though?
Well, Bodie, because it's $10 million.
I know, but I have to imagine all the money. I know you can always make more money, but
he doesn't do anything else. I don't know what he's going to do after this.
Evan Jordan can go on vacation.
Oh, yeah. Have a great conversation.
They can't go into bars, though, can they? Because she's under 21, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
They have to go
She's
to
24.
Oh, okay, 24.
So she can't rent a car. That's all.
Can't rent a car. That's all. Yeah. Hey, Bill, can I borrow your credit card? Bob, that's fair. But as we get further and further away, and I know that it's this very simplistic argument that I think about, but who gets more credit, Brady or Belichick?
This just looks so bad. It'll be forgotten. When everything is done and he goes in the Hall of Fame, no one's going to bring this up. It'll be a footnote, just like it is on Lou Holtz. I mean, how many people talk about him coaching the Jets?
Right.
I mean, does anybody bring that up unless you really want to dig in or you're a Lou Holtz hater? Well, look at him. He couldn't coach the Jets. No one's bringing that up. This isn't going to be – this will be a footnote in history. It just was amazing to me that – and this is why I had to do some research on it because I'm like, there's no possible way watching some of these games that they should be as bad as they are. And that's when someone was like, he doesn't care. I'm telling you. And I'm like, that's not possible. He doesn't. And because I'm like, his Steve's call on the defense, she was like, how could they not? There were certain things against TCU. I'm like, all they needed to do was this. And they wouldn't do it. They didn't do it. And he's like, well, because Steve doesn't know how to do it and Bill's just letting him go. I'm like, why would you not help? It doesn't make any sense to me. But I guess if you don't care, then that's the easy solution.
It was that obvious to you watching them? You could certainly watch. Say yes. Why didn't they do this?
There was 2 or 3 things that would have probably. Now, granted, TCU could counter and do some other things back,
Right.
but there's you've got to stop the bleeding first, and there was none of that going on.
One of the things I was looking most forward to coming into this year, and we talked about it a few times, was I wanted to see if Belichick's ability to coach would overcome games where they have inferior talent.
Unfortunately, you're not going to find that out.
And we're not. Yeah, you're right. We're not. And so you're right. It will be a footnote. He's still going to the Hall of Fame. All those things. Yes, all that's going to happen still. But it's just for me. And
I don't think his staff down there is all that great either. Just from knowing some of the people that I know that are on it. So that also plays into it. He's not fixing the problems. And later in his career at New England, when he had really good coaches, he's like, "Yeah, it sounds good. You guys take care of it."
I don't want to. Oh, sorry, Bob. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I don't want to put you in a bad spot here, so I'll ask
fine.
this question. You can tell me I'm not going to answer it if you want to.
You don't have to answer that.
I'll answer the question. Do you know much about Michael Lombardi? You know?
Yeah, I think he's all right. I'm not going to sit here and
He's always just come across as very holier than thou, and
I don't think he's holier than anything.
You go to Notre Dame?
Okay. I don't know. Maybe
I think he is okay.
Okay. I've always gotten a vibe of I'm smarter than everybody else in the room.
He might think he's smarter than everybody else.
How's that going for you, buddy? Because not saying I don't really care one way or another whether or not North Carolina football was good or bad this year, but
I understand that sense of arrogance that he has. I'm smart, the smartest dude in the room. I don't think that that's the case.
Okay.
I think he might think he's the smartest guy in the room. But I don't think that he is.
Yeah.
And not by a long shot.
He went to Hofstra College. That's where he went. I remember one time convincing somebody, like an intern at the dispatch, that the H was silent. And it was the year that Hofstra made the NCAA tournament. He was going out and tell people, I think I like Hofstra. It was like, what are you talking about? Yeah.
That's how much I like them.
Yeah.
I don't even know their name.
Hofstra.
To the NFL here, guys. Just one day after news broke that Cincinnati was acquiring the veteran quarterback, Bengals head coach Zach Taylor told the media on Wednesday that Joe Flacco will be the team's starting quarterback this Sunday when they go on the road to Lambeau Field against the Green Bay Packers. This will be the second time in the last 4 weeks that Flacco starts a game against Green Bay, non-divisional opponent too. He started against the Packers in Week 3 as the Brownies quarterback when Cleveland won 13-10.
God,
big game for Flacco
Vegas
there.
killed in Vegas on that game.
Carp, can Flacco move to 2-0 on the season against Green Bay, do you think?
They're is it starting right away? Does he know the offense? And I'll leave this line to Rothman. And it's great. He's played in a number of different offenses. And hell, he played Green Bay already this year. Rothman said, he had a great line yesterday. He goes, he's 40. What are they waiting for him to develop? And it's you might as well get him out there. You traded for him. I just don't think the problem originally was not the quarterback. Their problem was their offensive line, which led to them having a quarterback problem, which then furthered their quarterback problem when they had to put Browning in. And now they have a guy who's 40 years old.
And he's even more of a statue.
Yes.
I don't know.
He's a better player and he'll be able to read things quicker, but their offensive line is so bad, I don't think it's going to matter.
The Browns' defense is not walking through that door. That's why Cleveland won that game, their defense. Cincinnati's defense, especially, right. But Cincinnati's defense, Cleveland won that game in spite of the offense.
Yeah.
Cincinnati's will not win a game in spite of the offense. They won't win a game. They have no chance of doing that. So, look, if you gave me the over-under on the Belichick, I give over-under on how long before Flacco gets killed. It's going to be rough with that offensive line.
He might end the season in a wheelchair.
Yeah. Paul Pierce. He could end up doing that.
Wow.
That could happen. No, but yeah, it's
Oops, I crapped my pants.
If I'm Flacco, as much as I want to be a starter, I don't want to be a starter that bad behind that line.
Higgins, I think that's the difference between you and professional athletes.
That's the one difference. That's the one.
The difference between the years.
Okay, but Bob, it's not a great situation to go into there with that offensive line.
So I'll quote Lou Holtz when Urban Meyer asked him about taking the Bowling Green job, or not Lou Holtz, Earl Bruce.
Yeah.
Said it's not a very good job. He goes, I know it's not. That's why they're calling you. So, listen, if it was some great opportunity, I mean, there'd be other guys clamoring for this thing. It's the only opportunity available. I don't like that look, Mav. It's the only one I got.
The reports I read were that the Bengals didn't really pursue Russell.
Russ.
That's unlimited.
Yeah, I understand that they didn't. I know you'd play it normally, but who knows if the V-Mix is working. But anyway.
Let's see here.
We got, okay.
Oh, yeah, we got it.
Mr. Unlimited.
Who's your inspiration, Russell?
We have the full clip.
Oh, it's in there. You want to play it?
Let's play it.
Let's fire it off.
Hey guys, Russell here. Yes, the typical boring, yes, Russell, the robot Russell, the one you guys love to know.
Gosh,
real
you've been great in Cincinnati.
Yeah, real exciting. But anyways, everybody has to have an alter ego, right? And I've been thinking about what my alter ego would be, and I think I have an alter ego. His name's Mr. Unlimited. You gotta be unlimited. You gotta have a thought process of being unlimited. So when people ask you, what you're thinking about or what you want to do in life or where you want to go, you got to be unlimited. Tell them, I'm unlimited. You know what I mean? So when they ask you certain questions like,
Who brings you motivation, Russell?
Mr. Unlimited.
Who's your role model, Russell?
Unlimited.
Who's your go-to person for advice, Russell?
Sorry, Pete.
They think Pete Carroll, they think this person, think that person. Love you, Pete, but it's Mr. Unlimited. Tell him.
Do you think Sierra was reading from cue cards back there, or did he tell her just to
I don't
ad-lib
know.
it? Like,
who knows?
I'd love to know. Like, here's the exact questions I want you
What
to
type
ask
of
me.
pre-production went into it?
Hey, it's not exactly a Highness production on that one there. It's not. He would have been a good one to get to do that one. You know what I mean? Think about that. Good morning, Unlimiteds. Honestly, Bob, I'm Mr. Guy with some limits.
I mean, they would have had a better job. I brought this up to Matty yesterday when I was talking to those guys. You could have brought in Anthony Richardson. He's like, Bob, these guys should be able to throw the ball in the vicinity of where they're at. I'm like,
53 yards wide.
Yeah, but I'm like, he can at least run, so he's got that going for him. He did complete like 50% of his passes in college.
Hey.
So, I mean, there's a chance. I mean, there's a reason why, there's not a lot of great quarterback play in the NFL, because it's not like there's great quarterbacks just roaming the streets that are undiscovered. This isn't like America's Got Talent. You bring him in, this guy comes in and just a great.
This guy's the best singer in the world.
Yeah, I think that's happened one time. His name was Kurt Warner.
Yeah.
That's like the beginning and end of that story.
Coming up next, second hour of the program, we'll be joined by Albert Breer from MMQB Morning Juice.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. My good friends over at Sleep Better Columbus want you to know that if you're 65 or older, enjoying those golden years, but maybe you're dealing with restless nights, you need to listen up. Are you tossing and turning, struggling with sleep apnea, and that leaves you wiped out during the day? Well, it's time to reclaim your rest with Dr. Mark Levy at Sleep Better Columbus. As a leading provider in non-surgical sleep apnea treatments, Dr. Levy helps you breathe easier and sleep deeper with custom oral appliances, a comfortable alternative to CPAP. The best part is that Sleep Better Columbus is in network with most medical insurance plans and is a proud Medicare provider, so your coverage can work seamlessly with Sleep Better Columbus. And as we head toward the end of the year, don't let those benefits go unused. You don't want to wait to use your deductible. Act now to make the most of it with Sleep Better Columbus. Call Sleep Better Columbus today at 800-MORE-SLEEP or visit sleepbettercolumbus.com. Once again, that number, 800-MORE-SLEEP or sleepbettercolumbus.com for your consultation. Sleep better, live better, you've earned it.
James Laurinaitis here for my guys at Green & Sons, the premier Kubota dealership in Central Ohio. Green & Sons has all the Kubotas you need to tackle your land and come out a winner. They have zero-turn, skid steers, tractors from 18 to 171 horsepower, and also utility vehicles. My favorite is my RTV Sidekick. The best thing about Green & Sons is they've been family-owned and operated since 1970, and you will love dealing with the Green family and their winning team. Do what I did and check out Green & Sons located in Mount Sterling and Marysville or online at greenandsons.com for all your Kubota needs.
Diane from Michigan, a disabled senior citizen trying to get by. Henry from Florida, a veteran fighting to make ends meet. Elena from Arizona, a mother struggling to feed her daughter. Hi, I'm Connie Britton, and I support Feeding America because they help provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year, like Diane, Henry, and Elena. Learn more at feedingamerica.org. Feeding America. 200 food banks strong.
As we wonder why our kids are struggling, someone is getting bullied. As we discuss how to improve their mental health, someone is being harassed on social media. As we wonder why they're skipping school, someone is crying themselves to sleep. Knowing the signs is the best way to prevent bullying.
Please just leave me alone.
Learn the signs at sandyhookpromise.org.
Yo, I'm your old basketball. Haven't seen you out on the courts in a while. Why not pass me over to Goodwill? Donating me helps Goodwill's mission to provide career training and support services right here in the community. and that's a slam dunk. Donate today. Hey, I got next.
To find your nearest Goodwill locations and to learn more about our mission, please visit goodwill.org. Goodwill, where your things start new lives.
Proud to be your go-to sports addiction.
WBNS, WBNS FM, HD3 Columbus.
The Fan 3, Ohio sports destination. Attack and dominate. You're locked into Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
All right. Second hour of the program on a Thursday. That was a lot of fun, Bob, with the reliving the Russell Wilson thing there.
It needs to be played like once every couple months.
Yeah, I feel like it should be also. I agree with that. We should honor that one there. And I was listening to somebody else, a different show, talking about is Russell Wilson playing his way out of the Hall of Fame?
No, I don't think what he's doing at the end of his career matters.
Did you think he was a Hall of Famer before already?
I don't know.
I don't see. That's what I'm saying.
That's why I don't think he. I'm not certain he ever was a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, it's so much harder now to get into a quarterback because there are so many that are there that have, like, statistically been dominant.
So my thing is, when I look at it, were you first team or second team All Pro?
Okay.
For a handful of years in your prime, and Russell Wilson was a 10-time Pro Bowler, but everybody makes the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
It takes 6 guys, and that's after like 4 guys
bail.
Bail. So then you're at 10. So that just puts you in the top third of your position in the league.
I was actually an alternate 1 year for the Pro Bowl.
He was only a second-team All-Pro one time.
That was it, huh?
Yeah. If he wins that second Super Bowl, mate, then I think it's probably there. Who's the only guy to win 2 Super Bowls and not be in the Hall of Fame? Jim Plunkett.
Well, now Eli, too.
Well, Eli's just coming eligible.
Do you think he'll get in?
Eli? It's funny because Eli's in. So I have a hard time justifying putting you in at that.
And I don't feel like Eli won those games, the Super Bowl. I mean, he had the incredible catch by David Tyree, right?
Threw a great ball to Mario Manningham in that second one down the sideline.
He did throw a great ball there.
It was a great catch.
And the two teams, they beat the same team. But
Right.
the 2 games that they won, you beat the almost 19-0 Bill Belichick New England Patriots, and then another New England Patriots team that I don't know how many games they won in 2011, but I'm going to take a shot in the dark that it was somewhere in the 12 to 14 range.
I think I think Plunkett's more of or would be a better choice for Hall of Fame than Eli. Eli had a couple of big games and big moments. I get it, but I think Plunkett, though, he also had a couple of big games. And
do you think Arch Manning's performance is hurting Eli's ability to get in the Hall of Fame?
That's a good point. That's a good point on that one there, Bob.
Tarnishing the name.
It could be, yeah. If he's done, Peyton's like, hey, I'm already in, guys. I don't care. Do what you want to do.
Peyton's places.
Yeah, Peyton
Manning.
Peyton Manning. That's
Motivating Manning.
Motivating Manning's the other one, too.
Chicken parm, you taste so good.
Yeah. Here is Ryan Day. I want to get this going here. He was talking about Illinois quarterback Luke Altmaier. This was yesterday. Here's Day.
Sorry, Tito.
That's okay.
Here we go.
I didn't give you a heads up. It's all right.
Yeah, the Big Ten right now has some great quarterbacks, and he's exactly one of them. Like you said, he's one of the top guys in the conference, and not only does he make great decisions, he gets the ball out quick, he's accurate, he knows exactly how they're trying to attack a defense in terms of the plan that Brett and his coaching staff puts together, RPOs, quick game, play action pass, and he also can hurt you with his feet. He's got good quickness. But like you said, those experienced guys who have seen it before, there's a lot they can recall. He's won some big games before, and he's a really good quarterback. So another really good challenge for us. We've gone against good quarterbacks already this year, but he presents some different challenges. And so we need to finish off the week in our preparation.
With how dominant this defense has been, Bob, I get very excited each week, regardless of what the point spread is or if the other team's overmatched. I get very excited to see how well this defense will dominate the other team.
I like that you get excited for the dominance that
I do.
And how good they are. So they're very talented. Obviously, can do a lot of things. How they're going to shut them down, like how quickly it happens, is interesting. I mean, they've been fairly flawless each and every week, and I would anticipate that to continue moving forward.
Albert Breer now joins us from MMQB. Albert, good morning, my friend. And I'm curious, were you surprised that the Browns and Bengals pulled off this deal?
I wasn't surprised the Bengals traded for a quarterback. I was surprised it was Joe Flacco. Just because I think the in-division trades are the ones that kind of get you off guard a little bit, where you don't think one of the teams would help the other team, and then it happens, So, based on where they were with Jake Browning, I had an idea that they might be fishing around a little bit. And I think what happened with it's just strange. I like with Browning, like what they'd tell you is he wasn't throwing it the same. He wasn't seeing it the same. His arm had kind of died on him. And there was a play, and I tweeted this out earlier in the week, where I mean, he threw the ball, and I swear when you watch the play, like it was picked off. If the guy who picked it off wasn't there, there were two other Lions players right behind him who probably would have, And I think that was kind of a flashpoint for them where, I think I've said this to you guys before. Like, I think every opportunity you have to enter the playoffs with a quarterback like Joe Burrow is gold. And, I think it needs to be treated that way. And so, I think this isn't about like thinking Joe Flacco is going to come in and fix everything. This is about like, can we be, say, 7-6 when Joe Burrow gets back in the lineup? It's just giving yourself a fighting chance to get there, which I don't think they thought that Jake Browning was giving them.
Who else potentially would have been out there? You said you were surprised. Obviously, the intra-division trade is always interesting. Yeah. We played some Mr. Unlimited this morning. I know he's kind of out there drifting around in New York. Was there anyone else that they potentially were looking at that could have been the answer?
I mean, they did their research. I know they didn't talk to the Giants about Jameis or Russ. And I don't – if they went down the road at all with the Falcons on Kirk, I don't think they did. It didn't go very far. I think more than anything else, like – I think the big thing, Bobby, here is like, can you find somebody who can just simply get the ball to the skill players that you have, right? And so, Jamar and T and Gesicki and Chase Brown, like for obvious reasons, they feel like they're in really good shape, with what they can give a quarterback to throw to. So, like, can you get the ball there? And then B, I think the other piece of it, and this is an important piece of it, was some of the offensive line issues they have. Can they get somebody who can see it fast enough to mitigate that problem? Russ, I don't know how many times people have to see this to let it sink in. He holds the ball forever.
Yes.
I mean, it would have been, I think, just a really bad fit, based on some of the issues they've had on their offensive line. Jameis, you got the turnover issue, and Kirk, you've got the contract, and I would have advocated trading for Kirk, but, it is a lot of money, and it is $10 million fully guaranteed next year on top of what you already would own for the rest of this year. And so I think like what Joe gives them, it's funny, and Bobby, you can speak to this. Like I think a lot of people look at it and say, well, Joe's 40 years old. He can't move around anymore. And so, like the offensive line issue is going to destroy him. Maybe, or maybe maybe he can see it so fast now, and the receivers are so good that they'll uncover so quick that the ball's out fast enough where you just mitigate the problem that way. You know what I mean? Like, so I think that's the reason why they saw Flacco specifically as a fit.
Albert Breer joins us here from MMQB. What surprises you more, where the Colts are at, where the Jags are at, or where the Ravens are at?
So I'm going to take the Ravens off that list just because it does surprise me they're 1-4, but like looking at their inactive list last week kind of explains it, Like if the Ravens were looked like this and everybody was playing, then yeah, of course, that would be the most shocking of the three. But when you're missing Lamar Jackson, Kyle Hamilton, Roquan Smith, like I don't know how many teams would survive the sorts of injuries that they've had so far. So, I would put a pin on where the Ravens are, and I wouldn't rule out if they can get a little healthier, if they can kind of make it through this week, get to their bye, which is next week, and and then reset a little bit at the end of the month. I think they could be back in the mix. The Colts won 8 games last year, and I can't say I thought they'd be 4-1, but I don't think it's the most surprising thing in the world that like a team that was 29th in total defense and 30th in giveaways last year and still won those 8 games, gets a quarterback who can just keep his hands at 10-2 and Daniel Jones, and gets one of the most accomplished defensive coordinators in the league in Lou Anarumo and turns it around. So I would say Jacksonville. And the reason Jacksonville surprises me, I didn't really agree with them trading for Travis Hunter. It's not because I don't think Travis Hunter is an unbelievable, unique player. I think all of that. It was just, it felt to me like the sort of move that you would make if you were really close. Like that's a move made by a team that's a piece or two away from putting it over the top. And I just looked at Jacksonville, and I thought Jacksonville was the typical team that like had confirmed its own decisions by paying good players great money. So they gave big contracts to guys like Walker Little and Tyson Campbell and and Christian Kirk and all these different guys that they gave really good money to. And I think what you're seeing is they were probably right, that they were closer than anybody thought. And you're seeing it with the performance of guys like Walker Little, like Josh Hines-Allen, like Tyson Campbell, like Devin Lloyd, like Brian Thomas, and so the Jaguars surprised me. And I think it's probably largely a credit to their internal evaluation of the players they had, and credit to those guys, like being open to building around guys you inherited, right? Like not everybody's willing to do that. And they were willing to bring in guys that they inherited as their own, and I think you're seeing the result now.
Is what the Steelers doing sustainable?
It's a great question, Bobby. I don't know if you can keep winning the way they've been winning. I think what you have to hope it is, if you're them, Bobby, is that it's buying them time to develop the parts of their team they need to develop. They had high hopes for their offensive line coming into the year. And they're very young up front. So they got Zach Frazier at center. They got McCormick at guard. They've got, Broderick Jones and Fatanu at tackle. And so, you've got this really good young group that they thought was going to be team strength that hasn't been over the first month. How does that look in November and December? What does the secondary look like in December with some of the new pieces they've integrated there, Darius Slay, Jalen Ramsey? I think if you're the Steelers, what you hope is that winning the way that they've won and pulling out games like they did against the Vikings and the Patriots, that buys you time to become the team that you thought you were going to be. Because I don't think you can keep winning the way that they won in the month before their bye. But with all of the new pieces, I think what it can do is it can buy you time and build some confidence that you're going to get to where you need to get to from a team building standpoint.
I think the Chiefs are still the best team in the AFC West when they're healthy.
Well, that's a little bit of a trick question there, because the Chargers are really good, but they're not getting Rashawn Slater back yet. So if we're talking about the if healthy question, do you count that? Denver, I think, is really good. If you look at Denver, people aren't paying attention because people like me did build them up a little bit in the summer, but Denver's 2 losses are, end of the game losses. They lost to the Chargers when Justin Herbert put on the cape and was Superman, right? That was on the road. They lost the Colts on a leverage penalty. That was on the road, right? So they could very easily be 5-0. I still am going to defer to the Chiefs. And I think if anybody actually watched the game on Monday night, you saw what the Chiefs are, right? And you saw what the Chiefs are becoming. And Mahomes played really well. And Josh Simmons is settling in a left tackle. And Xavier Worthy is making an impact. And they're starting to have some young guys like Brashard Smith contribute on offense. And they're going to get Rashee Rice back in a week, who I think you ask anybody there, they'll tell you that's their best skill player now, right? It's not Kelsey anymore. It's Rashee Rice. And then I think Spags has the defense. I don't think the defense has been a problem. Like I just watching them play, like I don't think the defense is an issue. And while Chris Jones is older, they've still got a lot of like really good young talent in that defense between Bolton and Karlaftis and McDuffie. So like I think the Chiefs are where they always are, which is as this team that is going to continue to get better over the course of the year, that's going to continue to develop, that has the best head coach in football, that has two of the best coordinators in football, that has the best quarterback of his era. I have a hard time seeing a scenario, injury permitting, where they won't be where they need to be at the end. Now, this week is a tough one. So they have to play the Lions, and the Lions are playing really well. I can't wait for that one. But if they can somehow scratch that one out, then they get Rashee Rice back next week. I think now you got yourself in position where you can start to build some momentum.
With players like Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold, Albert, having success like in their second tenures at other places, looping around, I mean, do you think that'll give teams like greater leashes for some of their young quarterbacks or try to build around them a little better, have some more patience with them?
I think on paper it should, Bobby. I think the problem is the financial realities and the way the system is set up right now is like, so I'm trying to think of an example right now. So if you look at like all right, so like let's take Bryce Young, for example, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's say you could apply that to Bryce Young. Bryce Young's had kind of a rough situation. We could agree on that, right?
Yep.
Over his first 3 years in the league.
Sure.
Yeah.
Fair?
Yes.
Okay.
Multiple coaches, owners throwing drinks on fans, lots of things.
Yeah. Yep. All that. So after this year, so Bryce Young's in his third year. So after this year, they got to make a decision on his fifth-year option, right? He's also eligible for a new contract. So after this year, they have to basically make a decision. Are we locking in at, I don't know what the number will be, a $25 or $30 million for 2027, right? So now if you're the head coach, the general manager, you're saying, okay, this guy's not only going to be our quarterback next year, he's going to be our quarterback the year after that. And then beyond that, it's like he's eligible for a new contract too. So if you don't give him the new contract now, that's going to become a story. And what history has shown us with guys like Tua and Herbert and Jordan Love is there's no – when you draft a guy and you develop him and then you got to give him that big second contract, there's no middle ground. Like there's no like the Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold deals in Seattle and Tampa, right? Like around $30 million a year. That doesn't exist for guys who are homegrown.
Yeah.
So it almost becomes like a yes or no question. You're either going to pay the guy $55 million per year or you're going to get rid of him. And I just think it's become this yes-no thing, which has allowed for some of these guys to and I think teams look down the barrel of that and says, okay, fifth-year option, fully guaranteed. That's not even for this year. That's for the year after, right? And then on top of that, now we got to start to talk about paying at the very high, like highest level of the market, or we can just start over again. And I think that's where this all becomes that sort of thing. Whereas then a Baker Mayfield gets out there on the market. He's been through this. The Browns say no. They trade him to the Panthers, who aren't nearly as invested in him. The Panthers get rid of him. He has a little flash with the Rams. Now all of a sudden he's a free agent and he's signing for $5 million plus incentives in Tampa. And then a year later, Tampa's getting him on a deal for $30 million per year, despite the fact that he's played a lot better than a lot of people who are making more money than him. It's just weird how it's set up that way, But I would argue, I don't know. You guys have watched Baker this year. I think he's Baker's probably one of the 5 or 6 best quarterbacks in football through a month.
He's in the MVP hunt. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's just an interesting thing. And I think it's kind of like part of how the system is set up. And I think you'll see more stories like this. Daniel Jones is that guy now.
Yep.
Right. Daniel Jones is that guy. Sam Darnold was that guy. And Sam, like people who were with him with the Jets would tell you they screwed him there. Like it was just a terrible situation. The coaching staff he got was a bad fit for what he was good at. And then it took him like washing out of a couple more places. He goes to San Francisco. He gets kind of reset a little bit by Kyle Shanahan. Then he goes to a great situation in Minnesota. People are, oh, no. That was just a flash in the pan. He's throwing to Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison. No. Like, he got better. He took advantage of the opportunity in San Francisco. He took advantage of the opportunity in Minnesota. And now, like, I mean, is he Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen in Seattle? No. But he's a good quarterback for them, who's still in his 20s, who's making, I mean, a little more than half of what Jordan Love or Justin Herbert's making, you know? It's just, I don't know. It's an interesting thing, like the way the system kind of chews these guys up and spits them out. And, you know, for some of the guys who've gone through it, you give them credit, like Geno, Darnold, Baker, now Daniel Jones, like the guys who have the mental wherewithal, you know, like they can actually be better for the experiences that they go through and getting to the other side of that.
All right, Albert, I know you covered the NFL, but just watching what's going on in Chapel Hill, like with your conversations with people and just hearing things, I mean, what is the level of surprise that this is where it's at down there and just an absolute dumpster fire?
Yeah. Well, I mean, just to compare it to one that I covered and people there can relate to, it just feels like urban in Jacksonville, you know, like where I feel like it's a guy went in there and like, I think it's sort of the same thing in both places, and maybe didn't adapt enough to the differences in like one version of football versus the other. Right. And I'm not just talking about the on-field stuff. I'm talking about support staff, everything around him. And then kind of went through that and like needed to adjust and didn't adjust. And I just, some of the stuff that you hear is mind blowing. And look, like I got all the respect in the world for Bill. And I think he was obviously a great coach. And it's just a shame because this becomes part of, you know, his legacy now. I don't know. I don't know what the exit is. I also don't know what the way out is. And, you know, if you're, I mean, you guys put yourselves in these guys in the shoes of like the parents of recruits right now. Are you sending your kid there? You know, like we're what, like less than 2 months from or about 2 months from signing day. And like, you know, those kids are going to have decisions to make. And it's just, and you guys, I mean, I don't cover college football. You guys are obviously closer to it than I am there, you know, in Columbus. Like I don't know how you come out of something like this. And I think a huge part of it, to be honest with you, and Bobby, you were there, so you know it, but the infrastructure that Bill had in New England with guys like Bears Najarian and Ernie Adams and all these guys that he had surrounding him forever, I think that really allowed him to do his job at the highest level. Not having that, I think, hurts him. And then I think not having the coaching network that he had 10 or 20 years ago, where there was always someone he could pluck and develop as a coach and bring up. Like, I think those are the things that are hurting him. I don't think he suddenly forgot how to coach football. I just think in adjusting to a new level of the game, he hasn't adapted enough, and he just doesn't have the infrastructure around him that he's used to having.
Albert, thanks for the time. We appreciate it. We'll talk again next week. Have a great weekend.
All right, thanks, guys. Have a good one.
All right, NFL picks coming up next. And also, Ya Highness will join us for a bit. Morning Juice.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other, leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org. a campaign supported by the U.S. Department of Education, Teach.org, and 1 million teachers of color.
I'm Shanola Hampton. Every day, millions of people face hunger. Today, I will share with you some of their experiences. I'm stuck between paying for medications or paying for food. John from Maine. After paying my bills, I can buy groceries. It's sad to say, food comes last. Alice from Oregon. I thought pantries were for less fortunate people, but anybody could be less fortunate in a day or even a second. Claire from Virginia. The Feeding America network of food banks helps provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year. No one should have to worry where their next meal will come from. Together, we can end hunger. Learn more at feedingamerica.org.
Around the world, Children International and friends like you are giving children in poverty a chance to grow and thrive, to be healthy, to succeed in school, and achieve great things. How do we do it? In the best way possible, by helping ensure access to healthcare, nutrition, and educational opportunities. And most importantly, by empowering youths and their families to get out of poverty and into employment through life skills, computer, and job training. The very tools they need to break the cycle of poverty and build futures full of promise. Because every child deserves a chance to realize their full and best potential. Learn more about how Children International is empowering children and families by going to children.org today. That's children.org.
Attack and dominate. You're locked into Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
All right, Morning Juice. We're going to zip through these NFL picks because Ya Highness is waiting. No one makes Ya Highness wait. Well, I guess we are this time technically, but you're not supposed to. Bodie, fired up.
Morning Juice presents NFL Picks.
Sponsored by Roosters. Roosters is giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences, tickets, sideline passes, trips to a first-round postseason game, and more. Register today at roosterswings.com.
Apologies, I forgot it's Thursday. It's Brody. Go through us. Let's go get the picks going there, Broads. You got the mic.
Yep, turn the mic on. There we go. Damage from last week, fellas. Bobby, 10-4.
Yeah.
You're now 42-35-1 on the season. Tito, 5-9. You are now 40-37-1.
So now I was a sheet wrong at the top. I'm in second place overall now, too.
That is correct, yes.
Comeback trail, baby.
All right, guys. Thursday night football tonight in the Meadowlands. The New York Football Giants host the Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles 7.5-point favorites on the road.
Give me the Eagles laying the points.
Give me the points, Coach.
Oh, there we go. Disagree already. I'm 1-0.
All right, Sunday, 1 o'clock games. Denver on the road against the New York Football Jets.
They're both on the road, actually.
What do you mean?
London.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, you're right.
GVR.
How did I miss that?
Britain, Tottenham.
Yes.
That's not
No.
MetLife?
The hot
all right,
Spurs
London
ladies.
game on the road. We send the best teams to London, don't we? Here's
Yes.
Justin Fields and the Jets against a Broncos team that's been okay. But nevertheless, Broncos, 7.5-point favorites on the road. And London against the also road team, New York Jets.
Seems like a big number for this. I'm going to... give me the points with the Jets.
We're disagreeing again. Give me Denver. I think Denver rolls in this game. The Jets are bad. The hook scares me, but the Jets are bad.
All right, back stateside here in Indianapolis. Indiana Jones and the Colts hosting the Arizona Cardinals. Colts favored by 7.
Yeah, I'm going to give me those points. Arizona's better than this. Indiana's been playing really well, but I think they'll keep it close. I don't think they win, though.
I will take the Cardinals and the points as well in this one. I think that the Cardinals do keep it close. I think it's a field goal kind of game.
Okay, Rams on the road, 7.5-point favorites in Baltimore against the Ravens.
We don't know Lamar Jackson's status here, do we? Do we know? Have they
I don't
announced?
think he's going to play, and if he's not playing, they've been in a bad spot. I'm going to lay the points, even though it's a big number.
I'll lay the points too.
Don't
Cooper
like the
Rush,
hook.
yeah. Cooper Rush is. I'll lay the 7.5.
What a rush!
All right, Cleveland, your Cleveland Browns on the road against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Steelers favored by 5.5.
Gosh, the Steelers' offense isn't great. The Browns, not good. Myles Garrett, they'll be playing hard. It's in Pittsburgh.
Both teams played hard, my man.
I'm going to lay the points.
I'm laying the points as well. Dylan Gabriel's going to get slaughtered in this game.
Oh, jeez. All right.
You gave the Pittsburgh a lot of time to prepare for Dylan Gabriel. They got tape on him now, too? Yes.
Seahawks on the road against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jacksonville, 1.5-point favorites in Duval.
It's at home. I'm going to lay the points in this. I think they win the game.
I'm gonna take Seattle getting the point. I think Seattle pulls off the upset.
All right. 1 o'clock games continue in Miami. The Chargers on the road against the Dolphins. Chargers 4.5-point road favorites.
Chargers have a bounce back. Lay the points.
Yeah, I think I would lay the points in this one also. Miami is not Duval, so I would lay the points.
All right. America's team. How about them Cowboys? On the road against the Panthers. Dallas, 3.5, just 3 points favored.
That's
favored
amazing.
on the road,
I don't think Carolina's playing that well. Dallas can score. Lay the points.
Yeah, I'd lay the points in that one as well, Bodie. I know you're happy to hear that, Broads.
Next up, last 1 o'clock game, New England on the road against the Saints. Patriots coming off that big win Sunday night in Buffalo. They are 3.5-point favorites on the road in this one.
I know it's only the road, but I cannot believe that they're not favored by more after that win. And yes,
the hook doesn't scare you?
It does scare me, but I got to make a choice. I'm going to lay the points.
I will lay the points as well. I think Vrabel's going to outcoach. I don't know. Oh, is it who's
Kellen Moore?
Kellen Moore, that's right. Yeah, I think
Cowboys legend.
I think yes, that's right. I think Vrabel outcoaches him in that game. Give me the Patriots lay the points.
Okay, battle for the number 1 overall pick in next April's NFL draft. The Tennessee Titans are on the road against the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders are favored by 4.5 at home.
Don't you besmirch the Saints like that. They're in the running too. I've got to lay the points with Las Vegas. I mean, Tennessee's looked better, but Vegas will get back together this week.
I think Vegas' defense figures it out and then takes care of Tennessee. I think Vegas I'll lay the 4.5 also.
All right, San Francisco on the road against Tampa Bay, 2 of the NFC's best. Buccaneers favored by 3.
Bucks at home, -3. The Bake Show, let's lay them.
Bake Show keeps going. I agree. He's going to stay hot. Tampa Bay, lay the 3.
All right. Biggest line of the weekend. Joe Flacco and the Cincinnati Bengals are in Lambeau Field against the Green Bay Packers. Go, Pack, go. 14.5-point favorites.
He's 40. He's a man. He's developed. That hook on the 14, I'll take the points at that.
Yeah.
I will lay the 14.5. I think Micah Parsons is going to have a field day.
Okay, Sunday Night Football. Got a pretty good one here. Detroit on the road against Kansas City. The Chiefs, 2.5-point favorites at home.
This is a tough one, Bob.
It is. I think Detroit's a better team. I know Kansas City's at home, but they went in there and beat them last year to open the season, or was that 2 years ago? Maybe 2 years ago.
Yeah, I think 2 years ago.
Yeah, I'm going to lay the points in this.
Or
take the points,
Take
rather.
the points, yeah. I think Kansas City wins this game by a field goal. I'm going to take Kansas City at home.
Okay, one of 2 Monday Night Football games. Buffalo's on the road against Atlanta. Bills favored by 4.5.
Lay the points.
I'll lay the points in that one as well.
And the last game of the weekend, second Monday Night Football game, that Stevenson, defensive back for the Bears, is still dancing.
Yes, that's
the
right.
Bears on the road against the Washington Commanders. Commies favored by 4.5.
Listen, Daniels is back. They're looking good. I'm going to lay the 4.5.
I'd feel better if I knew McLaurin was going to play or not, but I will still lay the 4.5.
I'm rolling with Scary Terry.
There we go. All right. That's our
Ya
picks
Highness.
there. Ya Highness joins us now. Good morning, sir. I hope you're doing well. First, I want to ask you, how was your event up in Toledo?
Well, first off, GOOD. Good morning, folks. And did everybody forget the memo about Brody on Bring Your Child to Work Day? Well, for those watching on YouTube, we got the biggest St. Louis Blues fan in here playing Huckleberry with Brody there. So I'm glad to see that's still a thing. I know when I was a kid, my dad got to bring me to work, so I'm glad to see Brody gets a continued edition in Columbus there.
Things go well.
Okay, I'll take over.
Yeah.
Since you guys are laughing, I'll keep talking. All right, so the meetup event in Toledo, Ohio went absolutely phenomenal. I appreciate everybody that showed up. We had an absolute blast. We're already scheduling the next meetup event, which will be in Viva Las Vegas for the opening weekend of March Madness. For those that don't know, the NHL and college basketball are my 2 profitable sports, and we are just now heading into that season. buckle up and get ready. But let's tackle some foosball with you boys. Go ahead.
Okay, what do you like? I know you do really well at player props, and I'm curious if there's a player prop you like with that Ravens game against the Rams.
So we're going to get real proppy. We're going to do all player props for you today, partly because I'm still lagged behind the travel, and I still got to get stuff done. So we're going player props. All these lines can be found on Fanatic. Player props sometimes don't start coming out until later today or Friday. But Matthew Stafford at 275 yards passing against the Baltimore Ravens is plus 120. And I had it written down here somewhere. But the Baltimore Ravens are the second worst pass defense per game in the National Football League. They're giving up roughly 271 yards passing. Matt Stafford. Yeah, I want to say the Dallas Cowgirls are the only worst pass defense in the NFL. So give me Matt Stafford, 275. That should be no problem. I think they're chalking the ball all over the field. Give Puka some love. Maybe Puka should get some love in that game too.
Absolutely. Got anything else out there? I mean, any games you particularly like? Any lines that you think? Maybe even point totals?
Again, I'm so far behind. Normally I'd be more prepared. The only game I really kind of liked, I looked at already, was the Atlanta Falcons with the points. But other than that, I'm too far behind. I'm still doing college football today, so I'm real far behind because of my travels. But two other player props I like are both running backs, real young, Ashton Genty. You can get him at 75 rushing yards at even money. And then also the ex-Ohio State Buckeye. I don't know if he's an ex, but J.K. Dobbins, 75 yards rushing. Again, both these, the Jets are 6th in rush defense, and I forgot who the Raiders are playing again. Titans, I think. Right?
That's correct. Yep, Tennessee.
That's correct. Yep.
And they're like 4th worst in rush defense. Both of these teams, the Jets and the Titans, are giving up about 140, 150 rush yards per game. So assuming the stud running back on that team gets half of those rushing yards, we should be good. Again, both plus money. So those are 3 plus money player props. Right now you can find those on Fanatic, but later today I'm sure they'll start appearing in other books as well.
If you don't follow the guy on social media, you could be missing out. I say you could be missing out because I think that I know I'm missing out until I did it, but it's great stuff that he puts out there all the time. He is Ya Highness, we win, you win. .com. And I'm curious how you've done with your picks lately, and do you have some a way for people to get some of your top picks for the weekend?
Yes. So football, NFL, and college football combined, as of coming into today, $50 bettors should be up $3,100. I guess it was 2 weeks ago I was on. We did the email plays. We'll do that again. Not my greatest performance 2 weeks ago. We did go 2-2. That is going to drop our record at 9-3 on the email plays. But let's run it back. I'll send my top 4 college football plays this weekend. All you have to do is simply email me. It's my first name, Chad, at WeWinUwin.com.
And plug the podcast for us.
Yeah, just go to Shut Up and Bet, or the little @ symbol, Shut Up and Bet, or Shut Up and Bet with Your Highness on YouTube. We have daily free picks that we put out there. I have a Ohio-themed adult cartoon, think like Family Guy, South Park, that kind of thing. It's not for the children. It's definitely not for the children.
Yeah, Highness,
we put out a lot of fun content.
When I watch your stuff, I trust me, I make sure the children aren't even in the house, let alone in the room. It's great stuff, but yeah, I know it's not safe for people under the age of 18.
That is 100%. And just you mentioned the meetup event. Shout out to Matt, who drove all the way up from Cincinnati. He said, I listen to the radio show every time you're on for one reason and one reason only. He's waiting for me to slip up and say a bad word. And I think so far I've been perfect. I've been dancing that tightrope, baby.
You know, we actually have odds posted here on will you say one or not, and if so, what week would it be? And so far, yeah, the people who bet the under on inappropriate words out of Your Highness's mouth on our segments, they've been cashing every single week, man. So I don't know if you bet on yourself also, and we don't know. Maybe just investigative work on that one. But check the guy out. I'm telling you, Highness, WeWinUwin.com. Dude's been on fire, and I followed his picks in Vegas and made some money out there too. So thank you for the time, buddy. We'll talk again next week.
Just remember, jump on the right foot and do the wrong thing. Bobby Carpenter, baby, we're out.
All right, that was Your Highness. Always a pleasure having him on the show. We'll track his picks. But, yeah, email him, Chad, at WeWinUwin.com. He'll send you his top 4 NCAA football plays for Saturday. We'll tell you guys juice next. Morning Juice.
Regenerative treatments for joint pain are creating lots of excitement in the orthopedic community. QC Kinetics Medical Director Dr. Ray Tessner recalls a recent conversation with one of the country's most acclaimed orthopedic doctors.
He said, when you and I are young, the arthroscope was a quantum leap in treating orthopedic problems. I think regenerative medicine is the new arthroscope.
Surgery is no longer the go-to solution for chronic joint pain in your knees, hips, shoulder, or back. QC Kinetics is leading the next quantum leap. All-natural regenerative treatments that provide relief and mobility.
I think one of the tenets of being a good physician is the old saying of do no harm. That's what I enjoy about this form of treatment is there's very little chance that we're going to cause harm, and that's refreshing to me to be able to eliminate the dangers that can come sometimes with surgeries.
Book your free consultation today in Dublin or Gahanna. Call 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544. Or go to qckinetics.com/Columbus.
Hey, Buckeye fans. As the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, Roosters is kicking off an incredible giveaway you won't want to miss. This football season, we're giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences. 3 drawings, 12 winners with prizes including tickets, sideline passes, and 3 trips to a Buckeye first-round postseason game. Go to roosterswings.com to register and see all the details. 3 drawings, 12 amazing prizes. Register today and every day. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
While serving in Vietnam, a grenade took my ability to see. Today, I'm a sculptor. Now, my fingers are my eyes. I'm Michael Naranjo. As a veteran, I know the challenges of life can be great. In my art, turning a lump of clay into something beautiful, that is worth doing. Life is like that. We each must use what we can to make things better.
DAV helps veterans like Michael get the benefits they've earned. They help more than 1 million veterans every year in life-changing ways.
Now, I show others how they can create something with their own hands. I know it can do a lot of good. With support from DAV, more veterans can shape their lives into a thing of beauty. My victory is bringing beauty into the world.
Michael Naranjo, may your victories inspire many more. Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
I thought mixing bleach with my floor cleaner would take the stain out.
When my youngest ate the dog's medicine, that was a new one.
I was trying to protect my garden, but I accidentally sprayed myself with pesticide.
So I called 1-800-222-1222, the poison helpline.
A poison expert helped me figure out what to do next.
I was connected to someone who spoke Spanish.
They answered my questions.
It was free.
It was confidential.
It was real help in real time.
Keep the poison experts in your pocket. 1-800-222-1222.
Bobby is known as the General. Tito shops at Dollar General. This is Morning Juice.
It is Morning Juice. Folks, make sure you stick around at this time tomorrow. We'll have AJ Hawk on, as we always do to close out our Friday. We're also going to do some Ask AJ tomorrow. So get some of your questions ready. We'll pick out a couple of those if we can and ask AJ live on the air. But at this time of the day today, we're going to do this.
What's got you juiced?
Sponsored by Billiards Plus. Find your next grill and everything you need for the master griller. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Prep sheet says Thursday. Tell us about what Schlegs is juiced about.
I'm freaking attacking and dominating. You know what I mean? Everything. Business, training, being a husband. Again, do that lifestyle. Go Bucks, beat cancer.
That's one of the shorter Schlegel bites we have, but just straight to the point. I love it. What does not have me juiced today, guys? Fortunately, we only have about 15 minutes left in the show, give or take. I think we set a record today for VMix crashes. That's definitely the high. I don't know if we've ever had 2 in a day, so we've quadrupled the number of times.
Perfect.
Ben and Tyler will be down here working on it.
Can I ask you a question?
Do you think the more they come down, the worse it's gotten?
Possibly, yeah. And I don't know how, because those two are very hardworking, smart individuals. I don't know. I don't know. Go ahead, Tito, with your question.
Do you think it's ironic that you had a career high in VMix crashes on the date we have Ya Highness on?
It could be. That could be related.
That may be related
I wouldn't
somehow.
totally roll that
Feels like
out.
it's a high Thursday.
Yeah. Exactly. The good news is yesterday Isaiah was in here training at Crash. Today we got Harry in here training, and What better way to learn?
I thought that was your
things-
son.
How about you, Hines, with that one, man? That was
That guy's a content machine. I freaking love that guy. But the best way to learn is when things go wrong. Anybody can take the car and drive up the road and go get gas or go to the grocery store. But we got to throw you on
See what
670 or
happens,
270 with a car accident during rush hour traffic. That's how you learn how to
Maybe
drive.
some erratic driver, police chase cutting you off.
Maybe we'll put a cougar in that car and you got to drive with the fear, son. What does have me juiced, though, today, guys, Thursday, second best day of the week, or best day of the week if you're Tim Hall, because the weekend's already started and also almost
Listen,
already
now, for
over.
me, the week Wednesday.
That's true. It's
Bodie,
the end of the weekend.
When I went to
That's
Ohio
true.
State, Thursday was the first day of the weekend.
There
So
you
I
go.
even looped
Ladies'
in.
night.
I said Wednesday night. If Thursday's the first day of the weekend, we're getting that other day in there. So
I like that. What else has me juiced? Saw this yesterday. Bobby, I'm sure you were aware of this as well. Cam Atkinson, a 1 week from today, if I can do math there, he will sign a one-day contract with the Jackets on October 16th and announce his retirement after a 13-year career in the NHL, most of that with the Jackets, of course. Good for him, man. That was pretty cool. I always like when I know it's kind of just a ceremonial sort of thing, retiring a Blue Jacket when you only sign a one-day contract, but I don't know. I always think that's cool. And, those two things has me juiced. Bobby, what has you juiced today, sir?
Well, right now I'm told my wife to put it in.
Oh.
Pause.
Phrasing.
That's what she said. He said, whoever.
He said, because Oscar.
I asked her, I go, you've got to update it, and maybe she put it in the calendar that isn't shared. But I said, you got to put Cam's retirement party in for that. But it was awesome to see him. On Sunday, we did the crazy game of hockey, 25th anniversary, Blue Jackets, and they had a lot of alums back there playing. It was good. I hadn't seen RJ Umberger in a while. Wiz Newski was back there. And Cam was back. And, he was the most recent retiree, given the fact he hadn't even formally really announced it yet.
Yeah.
And he told me about that after the game, and I just wanted to make sure he had the space to be able to announce it. Very excited. Maybe we'll have him on next week to talk about it.
Let's do that.
Sorry, Bob. I was just going to say real quick, saw in Porty's story, too, on The Athletic that he's expected to join the Jackets front office here in due time.
So he had some conversations with them and was looking forward to being a part of it. So it's great to see guys. They move here. What's got me juiced, Bodie, I'll dovetail right off of that. I love Central Ohio. I've made this my home. My family's made this their home. This is, people ask where I'm from. I was like, well, I was born in Texas and moved around when I was younger, but my parents are both from here. And this is where this is our home. This is where we always wanted to be. And every year when I was playing, I would come back from the end of the season till the start of the off season. Then we would get 6 weeks in the summer. I would come back, and I said since 2002, there's only been 2 guys I know that have logged more days in the Woody Hayes than me because of that. And I love it. And so to see people come here and then love Central Ohio as much as I do, and want to raise their family here, it's exciting for me because this place is growing. It's not perfect, but we do a lot of things really well. We've got some really good people in this market. And so for Cam to make his home here, his wife's from Florida, he's from Connecticut, and they live down the street now, and to watch his kids get older. And even though he was traded 2 years ago?
I think it was, I thought I saw 2021.
Gosh, was it that long ago?
I know.
Anyway, it was on his kid's birthday. So when
He got traded on his birthday?
His son's birthday. They had Stinger coming to the party and everything else. And, he knew that was a possibility. Just the abruptness of it happening then was kind of crazy. But for him to come back and to be a part of it, as a friend of mine, and just really a great guy. And I'm excited for him to be an asset for the Jackets moving forward. Watched a little bit of baseball last night.
Look at you, man. You're turning into regular old Bob Euchre.
Baseball Bob is what they call me. Saw the Blue Jays hop out to a lead. Yankees tie it up, and
start
then
spreading the news, baby.
I knew that you
One
were
of the
excited.
best days of the sports year. The Yankees getting eliminated.
Well, the Jays' offense is so good, man.
Yeah.
And it's funny seeing Vlad Guerrero Jr. up there. I love watching guys' sons who then I watched their dad. And, Vlad never wore the gloves, old school, kind of wiry, not a big dude. His son's got some beef to him, man. He's a little thicker. Prince Fielder was pretty big, But his dad was even bigger.
Yeah.
If you ever watched his dad when he was with the Yankees at the end, I mean, dude, they were like rolling him out there. Like he was a DH, and there was a conversation when they were playing the National League World Series. Like he was a liability on first base. I'm like, dude, like, well, his glove's not great. I'm like, his glove might be fine. I don't know if he can get the glove to the ball. It's more the problem.
That's how right to him.
Yeah, that's how Ortiz was too.
Yeah. But you want that beef out there and willing to go. But watching Vlad Jr., had some, he had some nice plays last night as well. So it was great to see that. A lot of fun. And now we got the NFL going this weekend. We got the Bucs. Another one I'm excited. 6 games is the record for single-digit scoring for Ohio State. I don't know if that's consecutive or not. I think they did that
It was
back.
6 in a row and 79, yeah.
6 in a row and 79. And so we'll see if they can do that again. That 79 team played for a national championship, unfortunately lost to USC. That would have been
Charles White and Tommy Donald.
Yeah, Bruce's first year, and that was really his best shot to be able to get it done. Unfortunately, they didn't. This team right here, pretty darn good, and so we'll see what they're going to be able to do. And tonight, Big Jones Hastings Middle School, Upper Arlington, 8th grade crosstown rivalry, wrapping up the middle school season. So that'll be fun to go over there and watch. And I know all the kids, the guys who finished up there in high school now are excited. All the young kids that'll be going there, they're excited as well. So good time. Can't wait to go watch that. That's got me juiced. Thitoff, what's got you juiced?
That game's at the high school tonight, right?
At the Marv, yeah.
That'll be good, yeah. Okay. Phil in the chat wants you to cut that up, Bodie. The way Bobby started that. What's got you juiced?
Oh, yeah.
Just put it in there.
Yeah, put it in there as
It's a nice pause too.
The pause, yeah. You don't even have to you don't have to add a pause. It was in there. We could do that all the way there.
Because I haven't heard in so long.
Okay, I wouldn't. What's got me juiced? Jackets tonight.
I have attention for. Can I have everybody's attention? I'm retiring from comedy.
Right, that's what she said.
You're really hard.
You really can go
all day long.
Michael, this is a company lawyer.
You always left me satisfied. Right? Where the hell was I going? Oh, it's the Jackets. Jackets start
on the
tonight.
road tonight.
Yes,
Catch
in
it
Nashville.
live.
8 o'clock.
Feel the fever.
You know what you can't do tonight? You
7:30 on the Fan.
You cannot defend NWA because they're not playing at home. It's a road game, Bobby.
I'm going to cut your mic wire if you keep calling it that.
I know. I said they can't. I didn't say it.
You don't need a reference. It's like saying, with all due respect, where I'm quoting somebody so I can say whatever it is. I quoted him. That wasn't mine. It's just a quote.
How can you suspend me over that?
I could say whatever I want.
Exactly. I said in parentheses. Anyway, so that's got me excited. I want to see where this Jackets team goes this year. And I know Porty kind of alluded to it. There's a different vibe this year from 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago in the off season coming into this because of the expectations. Because
you feel like Fantilli, this is like the first time I feel like you could have a center that could potentially be an all-star.
Right.
Like a homegrown center, a guy that's a good two-way player, 30 goals, like 30 points last year.
Right.
Was it points or goals?
He had 31 goals last year.
31 goals,
yeah.
which is great.
Sure.
If we get pumped, those are rookie numbers.
Yeah.
So if we can get those numbers into the 40s this year, that would be phenomenal.
And if Graves can just build off, and granted, it was a very small sample size, but if he can build off of the way he closed last season, then you can get him in net more than Elvis, who was struggled the last few years.
Fantilli missed 3 weeks?
He missed a few games. I can't remember if it was 3 weeks. I know
I thought it was like
2.5.
It was a chunk there.
Yeah, the situation with Greaves, it's like
exactly. This is our situation, Dad.
Like I told you about
the painting.
The PTSD about Ohio State when they play certain opponents, the Juice Williams thing this week. That's fine. That was very dismissive there, Brody. But I feel the same way about when young goalies come up and play well, because I saw it with Swiss Cheese Steve Mason when he came up and was great for a while, and then they gave him some money.
Give him a big contract.
Yes, and then he was awful.
Why not?
But you've seen guys like that for the Jacks come up and have big moments in goal, and then they fade rather quickly. But I hope it's different here in this situation. But yeah, I'm excited about this Jackets team. I am
tonight.
Yes, tonight.
We the greatest hockey team in the world.
It'd be a great way to
the best part of going 1-0 is that
Please tell me.
Chance to go 2-0.
Absolutely, that's right. Yeah. Maybe I'll watch Miracle leading into it.
Can't go undefeated unless you win the first. Yeah.
Yes, maybe I'll do that. That might be the way to go about it there.
When I think of Nashville, I think of the Soviets.
Yeah, in their prime.
Yeah.
Winning the gold medal every 4 years.
I'm tired of people telling me how Nashville's great, by the way.
Screw them.
And I'm just saying, like, everyone talking about
great. Everyone wants to talk how great Nashville is.
It's fun to go there and vacation and all this stuff. It's a great place for, like, bachelorette parties. And
might get hit by a chair coming off a building from Morgan Wallen, for heaven's sake.
I'm just saying, I'm sick and tired of hearing about how great Nashville
Or
is.
that goalpost that the Vanderbilt students were carrying down Broadway last year after beating Bama.
Or get beat up by Pavia's brothers.
I will tell you, I'm not that impressed with the city of Nashville.
Ooh.
What?
I've never been there, but I'm just saying, just from a distance, just the way I view it, I'm not that impressed. I'm just saying, it's no Columbus. Hell, it's probably no Delaware either. All right, thanks so much for tuning in. Again, tomorrow, make sure you tune in. We'll have AJ Hawk on for the final segment. You can ask AJ a couple of questions. We'll let the chatters do that. This has been Morning Juice.
Hey, Bobby Carpenter here for the Riverside Bank of Dublin Sports Money Report. An NBA Titan changes hands for a jaw-dropping $6.1 billion. The Boston Celtics, long a symbol of hardwood glory, have been sold to a group led by investor Bill Chisholm. The Celtics owners paid $360 million for the team in 2002 and are now getting a 17x return. A record-setting sale that proves the value of sports continues to skyrocket. Here's Chuck Moore, the CEO, and Travis Sanders, president of Riverside Bank of Dublin, on how they help local businesses with a return on their investment.
Thanks, Bobby. We truly value our partners in this community and work with them side by side to help maximize their return on investment. We live and work in Central Ohio. We want to see it flourish, just like all of you.
Exactly, Chuck. Our partners come to us and stay with us because of our dedication to helping them grow and the amazing products we offer. Our experienced bankers and our local processing and underwriting will help you get things done faster, allowing you to seize opportunities as they come up.
Tune in every day for the Riverside Bank of Dublin Sports Money Report. Visit their office at 6300 France Road in Dublin or online at riverside.bank.
Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Football season's heating up, and so are the deals at Germain Toyota. Right now, drive home a rugged 2025 Toyota Tacoma with 2.99% APR for up to 48 months, or go big with the all-new 2026 Toyota Tundra, also 2.99 APR for up to 72 months. Built tough, built smart, built for whatever your game day brings. Find your next Toyota at Germain Toyota at the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road, or start your next adventure online at germaintoyota.net. Germain Toyota of Columbus. See dealer for details.
James Laurinaitis here for my guys at Green & Sons, the premier Kubota dealership in Central Ohio. Green & Sons has all the Kubotas you need to tackle your land and come out a winner. They have zero-turn skid steers, tractors from 18 to 171 horsepower, and also utility vehicles. My favorite is my RTV Sidekick. The best thing about Green & Sons is they've been family-owned and operated since 1970, and you will love dealing with the Green family and their winning team. Do what I did and check out Green & Sons located in Mount Sterling and Marysville, or online at greenandsons.com for all your Kubota needs.
If only life had a remote control, you could pause or rewind. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
My name is DeMar Hamlin. I play for the Buffalo Bills, and I play safety. CPR saved my life. I've teamed up with the American Heart Association as a national ambassador to help create a nation of lifesavers, turning bystanders into lifesavers through CPR education and access to AEDs. Nearly 3 out of 4 cardiac arrests that don't happen in hospitals happen in homes. Join me to ensure everyone has the chance to live longer, healthier lives. Visit heart.org/nation.
We got a higher home appraisal after we put away our African art and family photos.
Has this happened to you because of race or national origin? Contact HUD at hud.gov/fair housing. A message from HUD and the National Fair Housing Alliance.
Proud to